Hello everyone and welcome back to another Top Heroes video. Today we are going to be going over a new best league faction team for the endgame. This is going to come as an update to the previous video posted months ago prior to the release of Artificer. Artificer has come in and changed the lineup a little bit for the final team. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the options you have and then which team I think is going to be the best possible team. Prior to the release of Artificer, you had a few options for your league faction. If you wanted to go all DPS, you could go with an Adjudicator, Rose Princess, Paragon, and then Pyro, Bishop, and Nun lineup. There's some variations to this, mostly coming from Pyro and Bishop. If you wanted to throw in Bard, that was always an option, and you could throw Bard in and replace Bishop if your Bishop was not max level with an ultimate weapon of 10. If that was the case, then he's going to finally outperform your Pyro that's been dealing so much damage the entire game, and you would replace Pyro with Bard. However, we're now talking about the addition of a new hero. So let's first go ahead and check the bonds that come out with this new hero. In order to activate the damage increase bond, you are going to need to have Artificer with Rose Princess and Adjudicator. That's fine. Those are both heroes that you're going to be using the entire game anyway if you are a league main. So that's going to be a nice bonus. No weird lineup changes. Originally, it was a pairing with Nun, and that just didn't work out too well. So they went ahead and updated that. So it is now Rose Princess, Artificer, and Adjudicator. So what does this new hero bring to the table? Artificer is going to provide some new abilities that are going to be more of a support type character. One of those abilities is the ultimate skill. This is called Upgrade. You are able to upgrade 3 heroes, and that hero count can increase based on how far and how leveled the skill is. That's going to increase the attack of your team for 8 seconds, also based on a percentage that increases by 2.5% for each upgrade to the skill. Another upgrade is Magnifier. Magnifier is going to empower 1 hero. It's going to give a max HP and damage increase for 8 seconds to that hero, and then as you upgrade the skill, it increases the number of heroes that are being empowered. So this is another great support skill that's going to be benefiting your team. And then finally, the last skill with Artificer is going to be Flickering Watch. This is a great skill that's going to reduce the initial ultimate skill cooldown and increase that skill damage, which with League, most of the damage is coming from those skills, so that's going to be a great addition to your team, and is another reason why Artificer is definitely going to be on every single lineup. As you're upgrading Artificer, there can be a few different teams that you'll want to transition through as you're getting to the final lineup that you're going to want. The main heroes that are always going to be a staple in a league team are going to be Adjudicator for that big tank and shield, Rose Princess for being a tank and providing some DPS, and Paragon, who's going to be mostly DPS. Who can change in this intermediary period is going to be Bishop, Pyro, and Nun. A lot of times what people are going to do is replace Bishop and replace Nun and run a Bard Artificer combo team. This is a team that you might be running and trying to deal the most amount of damage. You have 2 support characters that are going to be increasing your damage output, and then you have some DPS and Pyro and Paragon to keep pumping out the damage. Another option, if your Bishop is leveled up, is to replace Pyro with Bishop and run a Bishop Bard team here. This is going to, again, be more DPS focused, not quite as much sustain, although you'll still be getting quite a bit from your tank and your shields. Here we have an example of the all DPS squad. So we're running with a Rose Princess, Adjudicator, Pyro for DPS, Bard for increase of DPS, Paragon for DPS, and then Artificer for increased DPS to those DPS main characters. When we take a look at the report, it is a big discrepancy in morale and a bunch of other things. I understand that, but it's still going to showcase the ability to use those skill damages to quickly work on other teams, nuking them down, because not all teams, especially Horde, have a lot of shield. they're trying to nuke you down first and break through your shield as a League player first. So we can see Pyro did 2.31 billion damage with all those increases. We get good damage from Paragon at 581 million, and then we get 579 million from our Rose Princess. This lineup would probably be my least recommended, as you're not having a healer. In order to fix that, what you'll do is take out Bishop or Pyro, whoever is in there, move Bard up to your mid area, and then you can throw in Artificer in the back along with None. This is going to allow your team to get heals and increase attack from both Bard and Artificer, which is going to significantly boost the DPS from Rose Princess and for Paragon. Here we have an example of a League team that is a little bit more balanced. They kept in None for the healing, Artificer and Bard are in there for that DPS increase, and then they're using Paragon for the primary DPS. This is a bit of a mismatch as well. As you can see, one, they're going up against Horde, but two, that Horde team is stronger. But if we go ahead and take a look at the video, we will see that we are getting some shield drop, some damage from our back line still with those heroes. They are getting overwhelmed just due to the fact of the difference in morale and levels of the heroes. But this is still a good option as you're transitioning and getting all of those ultimate weapons leveled. Once you do have a max team, the end game really becomes a battle of who loses the least amount of soldiers during the span of the battle, because sometimes they actually do not end and they just time out. So what kind of team can you build that's going to provide you with the ability to have survivability, try and take out more of their soldiers, and live long enough so that the battle times out? Remember, the core heroes are still going to be Adjudicator, Rose Princess, Paragon. We are going to keep our None, and we are going to keep Artificer as well. That is going to allow you to get heals from both of those heroes plus increased attack. And you actually replace Bard with Bishop, because remember, this is end game and you have now maxed everybody. As far as League goes, your ultimate weapons are good to go. And this has been proven to be quite the sustain and quite the ability to defeat other teams using this lineup here. You're getting damage from Bishop, Paragon, and then you are going to get all that sustain to last the entire battle. Hopefully this update to the League faction best team is going to help you kind of go about your upgrading process. Do understand that at the very end of the game, Bishop is thrown back into that team. So maybe use Pyro, since Pyro is going to be maxed out for most people, but definitely in the background be upgrading that Bishop. Remember to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of your guys' support. We have a lot of new members joining. Remember that members get early access to all videos. So if you haven't, make sure you check the description, click that link and become a member. You also have access to our Discord channel and to our new TikTok. I appreciate all of your guys' support and have a good day. That little bitch, she savage. Hit it on top all night, I'm damaged.